Welcome to the most watched show in Steubenville, Ohio. Welcome to
the Star Sportscast
with Andrew Grimm and Joe Catullo. I'm Joe. You must be Andrew.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good today?
Yeah, probably not as good as you, though, with all that Indian stuff.
Oh, yeah. Feeling good. But we're talking about football, not baseball. And you know what today is? Foam Football Day! Don't try to hit the camera. Mike's going to be pissed.
I wasn't trying to hit the camera.
All right. Maybe if we have time, we'll talk about the postseason later. Let's talk football. Week 7. We're going to start with the Thursday night game, originally scheduled for Saturday, going to Thursday now, for some reason. Parkersburg Catholic at 5-0 Madonna. The Blue Dots coming off a 27-13 win over Matthews. Matthews with one T, by the way. 27-13. Don Kirby. 339 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. He has more than 1,200 through 5 games.
Yeah, he's been pretty impressive. Madonna as a whole has been pretty impressive, too.
Yes. And we both have him against Parkersburg Catholic, I believe.
Yep, I picked them.
We think they're going to go 6-0?
6-0.
They're our best team in West Virginia right now?
I would say so.
Hands down. Okay, let's go back to Ohio. Starting with the Friday games. Youngstown Ursuline. Youngstown. At Steubenville, Big Red. Big Red now 6-0. Who do they defeat? They defeated at Dover last week, 21-10, their second and final road game of the year. So let's be honest, they're probably going to play a lot of home games in the playoffs until it gets to the neutral sites. I don't know what else to talk about. We both weren't at that game. It was a close battle. I think Dover had a lead at one point. Big Red, 2 straight touchdowns at the end of the game. Once again, it sounds like they wore the other team out.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like what happened in their other road game with Morgantown.
We got Bernard, 145 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. He keeps running right on through. Do we both have Big Red winning this week?
Yes, we do.
We do. Next game on the docket, Parkersburg South at Brooke. Brooke is coming off a big defeat to Indian Creek. You were at that game. Explain away.
Oh, Indian Creek just basically took advantage of some early mistakes by Brooke and ran away with it. It just did not go Brooke's way right from the start. It was all Indian Creek pretty much. What do I have wrote down for that game? Fonte had 137 rush yards, 2 rush touchdowns, and a reception touchdown. And talking to Andrew Connor, the Indian Creek coach, after the game, he was very, very pleased that they got back to running the football well. Because in their loss to St. Clairsville the week before, they kind of gotten away from their running game, and he was happy to see it reestablished.
Well, you definitely described Indian Creek. What about Brooke then?
Well, I think the big story for Brooke was starting quarterback was 0 for 11 throwing the ball. And
sounds like a Browns game.
I wasn't going to say that, but if,
I'm a Cleveland fan. It's okay if I say it.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't complete a pass till it was already 31-0. And that was with the second strings in. So,
but in high school sports, or football at least, it's okay if you don't pass it. I mean, 2 weeks ago, Brooke lost to Morgantown, and Morgantown only threw 1 pass.
Yeah, and the other thing that hurt Brooke was they put the ball on the turf 3 times in their first 6 offensive snaps.
Is that bad?
That's not a good way to have success fumble the ball. 2 of those Indian Creek recovered and turned into points.
So Brooke is now 1-4. Despite all this, we have them winning against Parkersburg South. Parkersburg South is 1-5 according to Max Preps.
Yes.
Well, let's skip on it through because you already talked about Indian Creek. They are hosting Martins Ferry. Finally, a home game. You don't get to cover it.
Yeah, I know. Martins Ferry, the team that I played flag football for when I was a little kid.
What, 3 years ago? You're young.
It's been a little longer than that, but yes.
You're like 16 years old. You're young, man. Anyway, who do you have winning that game?
I have Indian Creek winning that game.
Same here. I don't think we picked a different high school game, but let's see. Okay, going back to the top. Oak Glen at East Liverpool. Oak Glen, and we'll talk about the team they lost to a little bit later. Big loss to Edison. We both have East Liverpool winning this one.
Yep, I saw East Liverpool in week 1 against Edison, and they did a pretty good job against Edison, who did a pretty good job against Oak Glen.
And then I saw East Liverpool against Indian Creek, and they did nothing. I think they were shut out that game. And then going to the team that did win that game, Edison, first win of the year. So now we only have one team without a win. Edison, congratulations, and thank you because we both picked you to win. So thank you for that.
Yes, we picked the upset, and they did not disappoint us.
What was the final of that game?
26-14.
I know what, big rushing day for Morelli? Morella?
Wrong team.
No.
Seth Cade. Seth Cade had 306
Ooh.
rushing yards. This is the first head coaching win for Nate Moses.
I am all about baseball, as you can tell. First win for Nate Moses. They are at Harrison Central this week. Harrison Central lost again to St. Clairsville this time, 35-0.
Both teams are 1-5.
And we both have Harrison Central, I believe, right?
Yes.
And you will be covering that game.
Yes, I'll get to see the black and gray turf in action.
It's not black, it's just gray.
It's darker gray,
It's gray
and lighter
white.
gray.
I was there for a soccer game. When you shoot photos, it looks like half the picture's in black and white, or like you put some kind of filter on it. Where the players are in color, the field's black and white, though.
Yeah, I was there for their photo day. It's an interesting field, for sure.
Moving on, we read at Indian Creek. Fairmont at Weir. Weir coming off a loss to Union Local, 13-7. Only 7 points for Weir 1 week after setting a school record with 75 points.
Yeah, it just goes to show how things can change in a week's time. They only had 112 yards of total offense in that game.
Mm-hmm. And the game, when I was there for the first quarter against the Pennsylvania team, I forget who they played 2 weeks ago, I think they had 112 yards in the first 5 plays, or so it felt like. We both have Weir in that one.
Yes, we do.
Next game, Lisbon at Toronto. The Red Knights coming off a big loss to Columbiana. What was it, 42-7. Oh, boy. I think we both agree Toronto's in a tough situation. Their number one receiver, Jake Keenan, reportedly out for the year with a leg injury. That is not good for them.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the Red Knights. It's going to be tough for quarterback Nate Carafa without his number one guy, and they've got a tough one this week.
A lot of pressure now on Nate Carafa. And I was there for the first half. Could have just been a tough Columbiana team that they didn't expect would play that well defensively, maybe, but Carafa was trying to do everything for the most part himself, and the passing game wasn't there. Rushing wasn't really there either. Passing was definitely not there. We both have Lisbon winning this one. Lisbon not ranked in the Ohio State polls, but they did receive 16 votes this week.
Your old stomping grounds.
My old stomping grounds. Next game after that, Beaver Local at Buckeye. Buckeye, another loss. They're what now, 0-6?
Yes, 0-6, and
Lost to John Marshall, 45-7.
Buckeye Local is the team that has John Morelli.
I knew someone had that Italian little guy. We both have Beaver Local in this one. Beaver Local is having a pretty good year from what we know. I don't know. I think they're like 3-2 or something. But when they have won, they beat up teams pretty good. Next game, St. Mary's, and this is going to Saturday's game. St. Mary's from New York against Steubenville Catholic Central. That game will be played at Brooke because of the big cancer soccer event going on at Harding Stadium all day long, which you will be there for that. Didn't even know, did you? I like to surprise them sometimes. Do we both have Central winning that game? Yes.
Yes.
So for the third straight week, we have all, I think we predicted all high school games the same. And our producer, Mike, will just copy us because he doesn't like to do his own homework. The other 5 games that we predicted, Maryland at Ohio State. We got Ohio State.
Yes,
Shockingly,
of course.
Shockingly, you
I
picked
know,
Ohio
it's
State.
stunning that I picked Ohio State.
So stunning. Next game after that, West Virginia at TCU. We did not agree with this one.
No, I took TCU.
Why? Because they're the Frogs? Go Frogs.
They're at home.
Ribbit.
They're at home.
So?
They're undefeated.
You love home teams.
Home field advantage, man.
Next game, Pitt at Syracuse. Both have Syracuse?
Yes, we
We
do.
don't trust Pitt anymore. Jaguars at Squealers. I unfortunately am picking Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if the game was in Jacksonville, it might have been a little bit harder because the Steelers are notoriously bad on the road against bad teams. But
Speaking of notoriously bad, no matter what, Jets at Browns. I am not picking the Browns anymore. I am done watching this year. I am ticked off. Jets are going to win. Hugh Jackson, 20 games coached out for the Browns. He's 1-19. You think Pittsburgh fans got it bad with the Pirates having another bad year? You don't even know.
is this the first time you've not picked the Browns this year?
Yeah. Watch them actually win. So I'm not going to pick the Browns the rest of the year. Maybe they'll win 12 straight. Or however long this forecaster stuff goes on for. 3 more weeks? So 3-3. Anything else you want to talk about? Indians playoffs. Or just playoffs in general. Let's make some quick predictions.
Okay.
American League. Indians or the wild card team? We filmed this on Tuesday. We don't know who won yet. Indians or a wild card team?
Indians.
Indians. Astros or Red Sox?
Red Sox.
Oh, crap. I wanted you to pick the Astros. I'm going with the Red Sox, too. All right, Indians and Red Sox.
Red Sox.
Indians. You can cut me out. All right, so you got the Red Sox and World Series have the Indians. Okay, National League. Wild card or the Dodgers? You don't have to think long.
The Dodgers.
Okay. Same here. Cubs or Nationals?
Nationals.
Cubs. Nationals on Max Scherzer.
That's true.
Not saying they can't win. The Indians win without their two of their best 3 starters last year. Not saying they can do it, but Scherzer's the race. Okay, so what's the next round then? How about the NLCS? Dodgers or Nationals?
Nationals.
You believe in the Nationals without the race. Or he might pitch. I don't know the report yet. Cubs or Dodgers? I'm going Cubs. So your World Series sounds like Nationals and Red Sox. And I have Cubs and Indians again. Who's winning it?
Red Sox.
All right. I'm going Indians.
I'm stunned.
Well, every time I pick the Browns, they lose. So I don't know if I should pick the Indians. Corey Kluber's not pitching game 1, so I don't know what's going to happen anymore. I'm losing my mind. I haven't eaten in 13 days. Anyway, this has been another weekly episode of the Star Sportscast. For Joe Catullo, I'm Andrew Grimm. Roll Tribe.
I think that was backwards.
What? Tribe roll?
No, you said for Joe Catullo, I'm Andrew Grimm, and then pointed at the camera.
Did I?
Yes.
This has been another weekly episode of the Star Sportscast. For Andrew Grimm, I'm Joe Catullo. Roll Tribe. Cut! How?
With anything now.
I can get away with murder if I wanted to.
I wish you would kill me.
I watched the show Gotham. Beep! Or... Beep. Or...